All right, we're live. Well, thanks everybody for coming in tonight, watching me and Lance bump our gums and talk to somebody cool. I don't know why so many of you watch that crap, but we like it. We appreciate y'all joining us. We got a special guest in with us tonight. The 2017 KCBS Team of the Year overall, Team of the Year in every category. This guy has won more than I could ever imagine winning. He's 2016 or 2019, 2018 runner-up. I said 26. Yeah. Don't got my dates together. Runner-up year before. This dude's – how many contests did you cook that year, Matt? 50?
52.
How many overall do you got, KCBS? Do you know?
100 and something. 110 maybe.
100 something KCBS contest.
30 grams.
Yeah, this guy really needs no introduction to the barbecue family, but we got Matt Walker with us tonight to talk a little bit about barbecue, talk a little bit about, happenings and what's going on. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Lance. What do you got?
Hey, that's it, man. I'm glad to have him in. We, been watching these guys cook for, 4 years now. Is that right, man?
4 years, going on 4.5. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, started whipping our ass pretty early in the game, but it's always been good.
For sure.
You guys have, I don't know, y'all hit it. Y'all hit it hard. Y'all worked your butts off. Congratulations. Y'all dang sure deserve it. Like I said, I think actually you cooked 54 the year before. I don't know, 46 this year, 43?
I think it says 42 on.
42.
We cooked more than that, but yeah, 42 that counted.
Right. So, that's incredible. And
I think the year before they were counting the jack and something else that didn't count for points.
Oh, okay.
I think both of those Royal days didn't count. They did count this year, the first day. So 52 that counted, I think.
Yeah, see, that's kind of a crazy deal. I've had it some years too that they didn't count it, then other years they have. I don't know what's going on there. I guess that's
this year they counted the invitational as the points, and then the open did not count as points. And then the jack doesn't count for points.
Wow.
I don't know why. So we got a first place rib at the Royal, and they counted that. So that's how I knew.
Sweet.
Hey, we even got the McKinnons in tonight. And there's Terry and Bob, looks like. And I guess you guys just got back from a trip. Y'all went out on the ocean, didn't y'all?
Yes, sir. Bonaire. It was pretty fun just to get away and turn the phone off.
Yeah, it looked like y'all were having a good time. Looked like the
yes, sir.
The Williams and the McKinnons had a great time.
Oh yeah.
Had much pictures, seen you dressed up a little bit.
Hey, what's that like to turn your phone off, Matt? I need the experience.
It's pretty nice. I pushed the call forward to my brother, and he had to handle it.
I bet he loved you for that one.
Yeah. He respects me more now. He's like, I don't even know how you put your belt on. A lot of calls during the week.
Well, one of the most interesting stories I know, and I don't know that how many people know it, how many times you've told this story, Matt, but could you tell us how Boomerang kind of got their name, how y'all got started? I really enjoy that story.
Yeah, we bought the pit, had it for about a month, and it got stolen from the front yard. So turned around and bought another pit, was planning on I was going to do competition barbecue anyway, so I bought another pit, was going to go a different route, and was trying to figure all that out, and got a call. I got a call at about 7:10 in the morning, asking for Sarah Walker, and I was like, hold up. So I ran back there, and I was like, what's going on? They said it's a Lubbock Police Department, Sarah Walker there, and I was like, I think my wife was in bed. So I ran back there. She was getting up, and I said, what's this about? She's in bed, and they said, we found your pit in Abernathy, Texas. I'm like, well, we're on our way. So got the pit back. Never been cooked on. I mean, it hadn't been cooked on. Came back, and went out there to get some wood from the guy I was getting wood from at the time, and he said, where have you been? I said, man, pit got stolen. He's like, wow. So we started loading up wood. We did it for about, 15 minutes. And at the very end there, he said, Boomerang. And I was like, I like that. So that became the name of our little company right there. So anyway.
Yeah, I always thought that was a cool story, how it came back, and then you rolled with the name and you just embraced it. I always thought that was a good story.
Oh, yeah. We still got the Boomerang back there. Yeah. She's cleaned up and ready to go to a contest. I gotta figure out what's going on this year.
So you cooking Shawnee, Matt? We're gonna see you there?
Yes, sir. We're doing Shawnee, and then we're doing the Big 12 this coming up weekend in Kansas. I think this year we're just gonna do a rib cook-off there, and then we're gonna do a People's Choice, and then I think we're doing ribs for People's Choice also. So they got 10 grand up there for first place ribs, and then Brad and I, who was on the show last week, we're gonna saddle up and go to Oakle, Kansas, and I think they got about 70 there, so it's gonna be a full week next week.
Oh, sweet!
Wow.
Yeah, that will be.
We kind of get in the swing of the season here, so see what's going on out there.
That would be a yes, Joe Martinez. Yes, yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Well, Lance and I are gonna saddle up and head to Missouri this weekend, and we'll see what happens from there. We're going to go to a little cooking class, a little continuing education. Never hurts to keep learning.
Never hurts, and never
Facebook.
Never let anybody tell you that taking classes is bad or, oh, you won because, dude, I take continuing education every year for my electrical trade. It's not a bad thing; it's a good thing. So if they're out there and people are giving them, and you have time, go take them. And then if somebody says something, just be like, bro, really? Because I always, people would always say that, well, if you get a call or something, oh, you took Travis's class. Yeah, I did. I took Travis's class. And I mean, you learn things and you see things, and it's just not a bad way. And it's also good for the cooks giving it, to give back to them and learn from them and keep the ball rolling. And then when it's your turn to give a class, hope that, people will come to your class. And it's not a big deal for anybody to come to a class. I enjoyed the class you're going to, and we went to it before the KCBS banquet. It's a good class. It's a fun class. And I learned some things. It's a different way of cooking and opened my eyes to a lot of, straight over the fire cooking. And when I get a chance to try some or do some, I'm definitely going to get those notes out and see how it runs. So anyway, for anybody coming up, don't fall into the trap of, oh, you go take them, go get them, because there's nothing wrong with it.
If we could have a show of hands here, who's took Travis Clark's class? I believe it's everybody here.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you haven't took it, go take it. He puts on one of the best classes I've ever been to.
Right.
I think Walker and I, didn't we meet at Mike Davis' class, right?
Yep. First, never even did a competition. First class I'd ever taken. Yep. I got I started calling Kirk Pittman and you right after that class. Where y'all going? Where y'all going? So you also meet cool people. So yep. And that Mike Davis's class was a great class also. Well, shout out
That's
Mike
true.
Davis.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, you know, he's got a pretty good pedigree himself, and you know, the world of barbecue, and you know, like I said, it don't ever hurt to see some different ways. That's why we always, you know, share a lot of stuff, and you know, do stuff back and forth. You know, Matt and I, we fight about stuff all the time. You know, and it's a good way. It's a good way to learn. It's a good way to, you know, give you to let you figure out other techniques and you know see other perspectives. You know,
Sarah was back here. She said Donnie Teal. We took that class also. Great class. Donnie Teal, the old goat.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a good guy. He gives a good class. It's straight up, straightforward. Doesn't take a lot of people. It's a great class also.
Oh yeah, he's an Oklahoma legend. But you know, one of the things I always heard was you can learn how to shoot a basketball from Larry Bird, but then you still got to play basketball against Larry Bird. Right. So that's kind of the way I look at cooking classes, and you know, us teaching people. We do some. Lance has done some. You know, you can tell them what you got, but they still got to cook against you. It's no different.
Yeah, yep. Still got to find your groove. But you also know when you're telling people that know, and you'll say something, you're like, shit, yeah, he caught that. And I know in some of those classes they'll be going and you'll just kind of look at them like, oh, yep. So I know if you do enough classes like Clark and like Basted and Tim, if you start doing, I know every once in a while you see those aha moments in some people and you're like, uh-oh, here we go. So anyway. No, I think some of the classes are past some of the people taking them sometimes. And then sometimes I think that they'll take a class and it's just right on time. And then all of a sudden you see them shoot up and you're like, what happened? And it was just, they caught that moment. They caught the aha moment. And it's just like, they grabbed on to something that they didn't see the first time, or they were thinking about different things. And then all of a sudden it's just like, okay, they got it. So anyway, fun stuff.
Yeah, I had one aha moment in Travis's class, and I won't put it out for respect to Travis, but Lance knows what it is. And it has something to do with keeping your pork warm in a standing environment. And I still love that tip.
Yeah. I think maybe I need to do that with my pork this year too. I'm going to have to try that. You know, maybe I can up my pork game just a little bit more.
Shit. Yeah. So does Matt slice his brisket with an electric knife or a slicing knife?
Me?
Yeah.
At a contest, electric knife. If I'm in front of people, if I'm in front of people and doing like something, I'll slice it with I got a nice slicer. Reagan bought me one, and then I got another one from the in-laws. So I have two nice slicers. Practice with them on catering stuff or whatever. Pretty good with it, but I'm not as confident as I am in my and then it's just for those days that it's over. Yeah. Some days you gotta have it.
Yeah. You know, I always just used a regular knife until last about a year or so, and I finally gave in to electric knife on some of that, and it has helped.
Yeah.
Oh, it definitely helps.
Probably me for money muscles more than anything.
Yeah.
You know, help my money muscles a bunch.
Yeah, I'm kind of hard-headed. I know this guy that was winning at pork and tried to give me his recipe, but I just can't do it, man. I'm kind of hard-headed about that stuff. And we'll run with it till it dies, I guess. We'll see what happens.
I even gave you some sauce for it last year.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, but it's hard when you go to a contest and you hit a third, a second, whatever, and then you hit the next contest and you're fucking 14th or something like that, and it's like, what the hell, you know?
The year before last, we went through a rut and right in the middle of summer, and man, it was middle of the pack pork for about, I don't know, 11 contests. And Brad was in a slump in ribs, and I was calling Lance, and I really didn't talk to Brad too much then. We became friends later on in the ride, but he finally came up to me and he told me, he said, man, if you hit pork, we already know. And if I can hit ribs, we already know. But like if me or him could have got on a run on either one of those that year, it would have been a different outcome for sure. I mean, we were popping chicken, we were popping ribs and brisket pretty good. And he was like murdering brisket, pork all over it. Chicken was pretty good, and his ribs were just bombing. But it's funny how that is. And then this last year, I was having trouble with brisket, just keeping it in there. I didn't even care about hitting. I just 171, 172, that will get me through the contest. So I think the blessing in getting to do it week in and week out is riding through that, the numbers game. So if you do one and you hit 3 in a row, and then you don't cook for a month, or you don't cook a KCBS for a month, then you come back and you hit a 14th. See, I would have already had 3 contests on you, and that's where the running hard comes in. So anyway, I just think that's part of it. You're going to go through ups and downs, and then I think that people get in there and they're not cooking consistently, and they have 2 bad contests, and they switch off of something that really was hitting. You know what I mean? Now you just backed your game down another 2 months to try to find that again. I called David Bushka the other day, and I was like, man, I just got slaughtered in 2 contests in a row. And he's like, well, I wouldn't change a lot right now, but I was like, man, what's going on this year? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, last year was a struggle for me, but I mean, he might change some stuff, but I just keep hammering at it. So sometimes I do think people are changing too much.
Oh yeah, our brisket recipe hasn't changed in 2.5, 3 years probably, and it still works. So yeah. Why change what works?
Right.
And it's the simplest recipe you'll ever see. Yeah, Lance knows my brisket recipe. It's the simplest shit ever, and it's walked the stage at the Jack. It's walked the stage KCBS, IBCA, everywhere.
Yeah, but we're going to change that this year.
Yeah, you're going to lose a little more brisket to me. That'll be all right. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, it's just kind of one of those things when you got something that's hitting, just even if it doesn't hit in a contest or 2, you're still, it'll be there.
Yeah, it'll be there. It'll come back.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's it.
So y'all have a friendly competition in New Mexico this year?
Oh, well, we'll see about that.
Don't want to jinx that right now?
I don't know what's friendly about it.
Nothing.
Yeah. We're going to have a competition. He's going to be the second best cook in New Mexico this year.
All right. I just had to bring that up early. What are we at? Minute 8? Yeah, 18? Yeah, that's about right. That's about a good time.
Yeah. He'll be the second best cook in all of New Mexico,
Wow.
So
is either one of y'all going to Austin this week?
No, we're headed out to Missouri.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking.
I didn't realize that was the way it was. I didn't realize the cutoff was in January on that deal. So that won't happen.
Was it January?
Yeah. So I didn't know that either. I seen that the other day. I was telling Matt, like next year, that's a different game.
Well,
I want to hit San Antonio and Austin next year just to see if I can get a ride to Houston. So I missed both of those this year.
Tammy's already on top of that. She's already looking at the dates, so she'll have us in Austin next year. We'll probably try to get in San Antonio and see. I went down there this year and had a real good time. Manuel Marino invited me to come down there and hang out with him, and so we went down there and had a really good time. That was fun, and we'll probably try to get in that next year, see what happens.
Nice.
Yeah.
You, Lance?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll have pig shows, so we'll see how that all goes. I mean, that's the deal right now. I mean, I could have done it this year, I guess. So I don't know. We'll look at it next year and kind of see. I know she'd want to do San Antonio again next year for pigs, and then she's talking Houston. So I don't know. It may work out. We can sneak down there. I don't know. I may go down there and cook brisket for Alexander.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, there the truth comes out. Yeah.
Wow. A lot going on up there. A lot going on.
I'll tell you what, when you gotta work with this guy every day, it's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I used to like Lance.
Man,
Golly.
man, hard, man. Tough.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough.
It's rough out here in New Mexico. Tell you what.
I heard that.
Well, what's on the upcoming horizon there for Boomerang?
I mean, just cooking, man. I mean, the the National Barbecue League stuff, and KCBS contest. Might hit a few IBCAs here and there. And me and Sarah talked about both cooking in them. We did that at the
Showdown.
The showdown, yeah, and it was a lot of fun. We at that class that y'all are going to, Tim had he had like 6 extra cans or whatever, and I was like, how much you want for those? We bought 3 more off just that he used there, and so she has a total of 4 cans now if she needs them, and I have a little trailer, so and then she took the can class, so she's on it. She's just ready to go cook. And when we did the IBCA, it seemed like there was a lot going on with 2 people cooking out of the trailer, so we had a blast and got a couple calls there. So we don't know which ones or where, but if it's those long KCBS trips that are over 12 hours, probably gonna fade a few of those this year, and maybe cook some IBCAs in there. So sounds like fun.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll do too. It's what we always do. If I want to go cook it, we'll go cook it. If we don't, we won't. We're just in this thing to kind of have fun now. I kind of ran too hard there for a couple of years, I think, and got a little burnt out. So now I'm just kind of into the point of, I was telling Lance this, that if I want to go cook, I'm gonna go cook. If I don't, I'm not. We're just gonna go out and have fun and see if we can win some trophies. And that's all I need is another bowling trophy in the house. But it'll be all right. Yeah. So
it's funny because I'm not even burned out. I'm just it's almost, I mean, without some kind of sponsors or stuff like that. I mean, I have some great sponsors. If you don't mind me shouting out, Compart and the Butcher Shop, Cosmos, and they all help me out. But without people putting money or gas in there, man, it does become a strain. It's not. You just start looking at it and you're like, wow, that was a bit of change. So that's the part that's kind of going to slow us down a little bit. And I don't know. I mean, if we got back into the middle of it, looks like Bobby's going to run really hard. So I don't know. I mean, it's going to take, and there's going to be a lot of teams run hard, but it's going to take some going out there and running if you want to run at that this year, I promise. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Not afraid to do it. It gets tough. So anyway.
Well, I want to be one of them. I think we got Lance and I were looking at schedules. I think we got about 12 KCBS lined up for this year, and some of those are double headers, so it's even less than that. But we're probably gonna do those, and then I'm going to kind of kick back and relax and see what happens from there. If we come out and bust, some out, we might take it a little bit farther, but I don't see taking it past 15 or 20 for sure.
Yeah. That's about where I usually am. I mean, I don't kind of see that either. I mean, I don't know. We may go up and do like Alamosa. that Weatherford one. We might go up and do it. They like I said, hit those double headers. I mean, that's that'll help a lot. And go out and, like I said, have some fun. If we do get a little lucky, we'll see where it goes. Maybe get the jack squared away early.
Yeah, you're gonna have to beat me to that. Good luck. Yeah. So are you cooking on Yoders in 2020, Joe asked?
Yeah, still same smokers. Haven't moved off of there. Might as well throw this out there now. Was supposed to get a pit sometime soon, but man, I don't see it happening. But anyway.
Yeah. Kind of with them pit builder things, I kind of feel your pain on a little bit of that myself. I got a little one of them deals kind of going too, so I hear you. So I hadn't heard any more talk. You guys kind of threw it out there a little bit. I won't say any names yet. Have y'all nailed down a date on this? Maybe this cooking class?
Have not. I haven't talked to Travis since I got back, and then he went and did Houston. So actually invited me to go to Houston, but invited me a week of, and I was like, wow. So missed out on that shot. Anyway, so have not nailed down. As soon as we do, we'll post it up. But it should be in May.
Well, you can sign me up. Just put Matt wants in, and just put me on there. I'll be there.
It should be a good class, man. I think Travis has a lot of things that he's going to throw in the class that he's done recently, so that's going to be cool. And then it'll just be our team of the year run. We haven't been in the game long enough to have 6 or 7 recipes, so it'll just be our stuff. Oh, anyway, it should be a really good class.
That'll be awesome.
Oh, yeah. I did talk to Ray Ann yesterday on the Plainview deal. So doubleheader again, backyard deal again. They're going to have Saturday, Sunday.
Nice.
They've already got about 28 judges signed up from Kansas, Colorado, Arizona. No local judges yet have signed up. Bobby's already in on it. So I guess
we're in. We won the second day at the KCBS.
Right.
I bought it from David Qualls, so he actually won it in the draw. So we're in for the second day for sure.
Okay. So so it sounds like another good time. So,
well, I kind of heard there was going to be another one that weekend. I might have to sneak off while you guys are going over there and go cook that one. Wow. See what happens.
Where's this at?
Yeah, that ought to be good for you. About 5 teams over there is what I'm hearing.
Well, I might have had the chance. There's only 5 teams. I heard Riadosa is going to be on the same weekend as Plainview this year.
Really?
So that's going to kill them.
They posted something on Facebook, but there hadn't been anything come up on KCBS. So who knows? You know how that deal is up there. Manuel said he's in, so we'll see Manuel there. So
that's hard when they start stacking contests like that.
Yeah, especially that close to – I mean, that ain't close to each other, but in our region, that's close to each other.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that, if they were going to do it, they should have already, had that out their way before. I mean, they're kind of late in the game. I mean, it's March. We're throwing something out there now. I mean, a lot of people already made plans. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's looking good. And I got some flyers to take up to Shawnee and probably take up some to Brad and Tim. Maybe we can sucker them guys into coming down.
I think they'd be down if it's the right weekend. They don't have anything else going.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean,
And my Colorado buddies, I was talking to them. I'm trying to get them talking to come down. So.
Oh, yeah.
So trying to talk my Colorado buddies into coming down for that one. We'll see what happens.
I feel like it's going to be a lot bigger contest this year, more like previous years. I just feel that way. So I hope so.
I think so too. I mean, I think there just a lot going on last year. I think this year will be a little different game, and we're going to have some fun.
I've seen some IBCA guys even say they're going to be in this year. So we might have some of the old dust bunch up and stuff like that in this year. So that'll be good to have.
When I started doing IBCAs, it was awesome to get to do a KCBS, especially a KCBS close to you. We were always so excited.
Yep.
Pittman, Lance, everybody, Matt. I mean, we were just ready. We do the brownfield, we do the lake, we do all that, and then Raider Red was the one that was here, and man, everybody was saddling up and ready to go. Tommy Smith come down. All those guys would come do them, and then all of a sudden there became this thing, and I don't know where that thing came from, but it used to be a big thing, and I don't see why you wouldn't want to do whatever you can cook, whatever's around, however you can cook. I don't see how it harms you in any way, especially if you're not making a point chase run in one or the other. But like big contests, they're done in KCBS. I mean, if you go to the Jack, it's judged on a KCBS basis. If you go to the Royal, it's judged on a KCBS basis. And it's one more meat and some garnish. I mean, cook your game, put it in a box. And so, I mean, I don't see the deal that's there. We love cooking IBCAs. We love cooking KCBS. We had some success in the KCBS, so we ran out that pretty hard. Matt Alexander's actually the one that we were sitting at an IBCA meeting and out at the Shack. And we sat out there, and Matt said, you know what? I think I want to make a KCBS run. And he put that in my head. And then we were at Shawnee, and then we were at another one. And then next thing I know, I'm every weekend out there. So thanks, Matt. I appreciate that. So
yeah, I $100 there. Yeah.
But I just don't understand the deal. If it's around, it's close to you, and it's a good payout. It's 2 days of cooking. Come on, man. What else do you want with a steak cook-off?
Even that, I mean, payout. I mean, I remember cooking Sam's Club and stuff like that back in, 2012, 2013 and stuff like that. And I cooked my first KCBS in 2012, and I didn't know anything about it. I mean, but I thought, man, it's what everybody talked about. I wanted to do one, and I fell in love with them, for a long time, and tried to cook as much as I could, but I don't know. It didn't used to be that way, but same old deal. I mean, sometimes jealousy and other crap gets involved in it, and then you got to get out your tape measures and see who's got the biggest, and the way it goes sometimes. So, but we'll see. I think I've seen Aaron Leslie. I think he's coming up to Shawnee, and Paul Whitaker. He's one that I was really pretty shocked that has kind of jumped out there and cooked a little bit of it, and then you got guys like Manuel, and I don't know. There's a lot of guys in our area that are starting to embrace it a little bit. A lot of people are scared about it because if they're cooking by if they're one man team, I think it's too hard. But it's like I said, I cooked them that way for years.
There's Aaron Leslie. Wherever y'all want to go, I'm in. I believe that, Aaron.
Yep.
He ain't afraid.
Come on, let's go.
But it's always been that right there since I've ever started playing this game. That right there has been all of us in West Texas since we've started. Aaron, JD, I mean, any of them. It's like, where do you want to cook? What do you want to cook on? Tell me the rules before we start. And then good barbecue is good barbecue, and that's how the whole crew has always been. And I think a lot of people have been successful because of it out of West Texas. They're always everywhere they compete, they show up. So I think we have a great group. And
well, Gabe, if you could turn your brisket in on time, you might have a different outlook.
This is true.
Love you, brother. I just had to bring that up. So,
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the deal. I mean, and that's the way it always was. I mean, and it was like me. And I mean, you guys the same way. You always want to cook against the best. Go out there and throw it out there. I mean, I've never been afraid to cook against anybody. And, that was part of the fun of it. That was a lot of the fun of it. You, I heard you got a brisket box going into the ground on the second turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, that's just it. I mean, it's, I guess, the difference in competitiveness for some people, and some people that don't matter to, and that's fine, right? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, but, unfortunately, I mean, that's why I got into competition barbecues because, I was a little too old to be out there and playing football and doing all the rough crap that I used to do. And so I jumped into that. And but it also gave me a chance to bring family into it. My daughter loved to cook, and so and then met a lot of good friends. And you might see me take Alexander down in a cook-off. You never know.
Well, if that beard gets any wider, we're gonna make you a Santa Claus impersonator.
It's not time for a new beer cannon. It's a new decade. I hadn't beer canned anybody in this decade yet, so maybe it's time.
That's good stuff right there. You can tell Lance and I are around each other way too much, man.
Yeah. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, we're going to try to win our way back in the Jack this year. I'll tell you that. We're going to run hard, but not like we used to run. Like I said, I think I got a little burnt out. I haven't really cooked since the showdown. Matter of fact, I went to San Antonio and hung out with Manuel, did a little cooking down there, but other than the showdown, I haven't really cooked. So, Shawnee, we're going to be dusting it off and trying and see what happens.
Right. Shawnee's a good one. I think there's double steak there and then a double header. It's tough competition there. Always gets you ready for the year right there.
84 teams right now are in there.
What's that?
I even noticed Cosmo's in there this year.
Cosmo,
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, he cooks. He's got a new trailer that looks like Travis's a lot with the Jambo. Really nice trailer. And they redid all the kitchen and everything. It's so he's pretty happy about it. And I think there's no telling he might do a few this year.
Yeah, I think the last time I cooked with Darian was Sam's Club. I think
he cooked the Royal this last year.
Did he?
Yeah, so that's the last time I saw him.
I didn't see him there.
He puts he's right across from me, like straight across.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And I never did make it down to where you guys were at. I kind of showed up to the party a little late, and I really didn't make my rounds much.
Right. So, that was a fiasco, right?
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
Yeah, luckily he had a buddy to bail him out. If it ain't bailing him out on trucks, it's bailing him out on teaching him how to cook brisket. See, you got
I told you. You just need to sign up for my pork class. Tammy's worried about her sauce now. I mean, I think her sauce is just fine. I think it may just be the cook.
It might be, that's for sure. I'd say that more.
I mean, hell, we're running the same meat. So, I mean, I can't see Tammy making a mistake.
Yeah. I hope you don't need meat this year. Kim ain't going to be as nice to you.
Yeah, we'll talk. That's why we went out on that date the other night, when you guys were at the dance, We were discussing those rules this year.
Okay. I'm sure we're the talk of the barbecue community. My wife went on a date with Lance because I was at a dance with my daughter. So they went out together. So We were the half in New Mexico, I'm sure.
I was going to come back home, but Kim's like, no, we're going to eat. And I was like, oh, okay. So.
Yeah. As long as you were buying, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I bought. My wife called. And I said, well, what are you doing? And I said, well, you and Lexi didn't get to come down here, so Kim and I are going out on a date tonight. So, yeah. There's actually a couple people come up, shook my hand at the restaurant stuff, and kind of looked like, damn, who the hell are you?
That's pretty funny. Surprised I didn't get a text. Hey, your wife's out here with some old guy. Probably what they'd have said.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah, they'd have probably thought you were Kim's dad, so it would have been all right.
Yeah, probably so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get back to real talk. So, on the barbecue side, I guess. Well, Matt, what do you? I see this argument all the time on Facebook, and I know my perspective and Lance's perspective, but do you got to cook Wagyu to win a contest?
Nah, I don't think so, man. I don't know. I usually do cook Wagyu, so that's just what I like. But I know a very successful person down south that will cook one of each and has been probably one of the best cooks in Texas for the last few years. So I would say if you know how to cook it and I would say no, but I love it. So that's what I feel comfortable with. So I guess it's kind of like asking if you need a graphite shaft or a steel shaft. In a golf club. Does just because you have a steel shaft, does that mean that you're not going to hit? If that's what you like to hit with, then that's fine. Right. But if a graphite shaft helps you, then, I don't think that there's a right or wrong answer there. I think that I don't know, man. Depending on how you cook, I think it's harder to catch a prime if you're cooking too hot. It's my opinion. I think you have to slow it down and slow down your heat and baby that thing on through. But I think if you're cool with that, that's fine.
My perspective is consistency. When we switched to exclusively Wagyu, our scores went up, our trophies went up. Everything went up. But we went with one product, and we still cook that same product. It's really consistent. Every weekend, week in, week out, same product, and I really like that. I don't think you can get that if you're switching back and forth and doing. If you're going to cook primes and figure them out.
I think if you're going to do that, then cook one of each. Cook. Yeah. If you feel like that, you might go to contests that need a prime, like an IBCA or whatever. And you think that's going to benefit you there, I think you still cook your Wagyu, and then you just run two there. And then run two all the time. I know guys that do that, so I don't think that's a big deal.
Snow cow.
I don't know what that means.
It's a Wolfgang Puck thing. Wolfgang Puck cooks Snake River Farms, but he also cooks Snow Cow on his private things. Apparently, Snow Cow is like a super A5 Wagyu type meat. It's pretty ridiculous.
Gotcha.
Well,
I'm not cooking Snow Cow, by the way.
Huh?
I'm not cooking Snow Cow, by the way.
So we just got that cat out of the bag. Where do we get Snow Cow, Matt?
Yeah, snowcow.com.
You just got snowed. Man. If I'm cooking IBCA, and I've cooked primes in IBCA. I even did it last year, and had some pretty good luck. But man, I don't know. in the KCBS game, I'd be afraid to run a prime anymore.
I'll tell you. IRA9's our from the butcher shop. Me and Sarah both cooked one at the IBCA in what town was it? Waxahachie, the middle of Texas, in Waxahachie. We both cooked one. We were both top 10. So when people say they won't run, I don't know. I know they'll run 6 tables. 2 of them ran over there. So I don't know. I think if they're cooked right, just like Matt said, if you're consistent with them, they'll hit. I don't know. I cooked 2 primes. My first 2, no. I cooked the Snake Rivers to begin. I cooked the Snake Rivers, then I cooked a prime, then cooked another prime, and I haven't cooked a prime at a contest since then. That's been 4.5 years ago. So I don't know. That's just me. I'm not saying they won't hit or they will hit. That's just me.
Do you turn in burn ends, Matt?
I turn them in when they're good. And I fall in love. I don't know. I have a problem with falling in love with them. And I think that hurt me some last year. I just thought they were perfect. I just kept thinking they were good, and I think it was hurting me. I dial back on it and hit a little bit and then start pulling them in there. The problem is you put them in there, you get a 180, and then you come back and get a 165, 167, and you fell in love with it because you hit the 180, and really all you needed was a 174 or 176 to stay in that game. And I mean, Sarah will just look at me sometimes and just be like, you're falling in love with them. So I'll sometimes even leave them home and just cook a flat. But yeah, it's hard not to.
Yep.
Because the what is it called? If they hit, they hit. You know what I mean? And then if they don't, they just slaughter you at the wrong time. So I really don't have an answer on that. Man, I usually think they're money, but it's personal opinion. It's a personal opinion.
It's kind of like cooking legs versus thighs.
Right.
Legs have a higher ceiling, but their low seems to be a lot lower than thighs.
Their lows will take you out of the game. Reagan, the best leg cook I know in the country, and that's just people I know and hang out with. There's probably a ton of good leg cooks out there, but man, yeah, when he's hitting, and he'll hit 10 contests in a row, top 3, but then all of a sudden it'll swing back around and those things start just killing him in contests. So I don't know. I definitely think that thighs are the safer route on that. So anyway, yeah, right, I think burn ends are the same way. I don't know. I just don't know how to tell you when they're perfect because I get in trouble with them.
I think there's just so many different variations nowadays too. I mean, it's real regional. You know, because like I said, I mean, you know, it's like Texas. Texas didn't used to really be in that game. Now you got Texas in play. You got other places that are in play, and so you have judges from different areas that you know have different opinions about it too.
Right.
You know, and I mean, you know, you get used to cooking them down in this area, and you do well. You take them to Kansas City, you're going to get your ass whooped. You know, right. It's just a different world. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's just kind of where I've been, what experience. I mean, I ran them some last year. I had some decent luck with them. I mean, Matt and I kind of went back and forth on them last year. And, you know, he had some information and we played with it a little bit and we had some decent results with them, you know, and then we had some other. I mean, you know, I had like a 35th in the Invitational in Brisket. And then, you know, the next day they hammered my ass in the damn open with them. So,
yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like a pork box, too. Seems like we figured out between Tammy and I, the more consistent we kept our pork box, the better we scored instead of trying to do all these different variations. We kind of got it down to a pretty standard pork box that we could get out of our 4 butts. We always cook 4 butts. We could get a pretty standard pork box out of that. And the more we kept it in line with that, it seemed like the better we scored. Even down to the presentation of how we angled the money muscle, how we put what piece where, what presentation of the pork even seemed to help improve our pork. Same pork presented a different way seemed like it didn't do as well. But, it was one of those weird deals that you just never know. But the more we narrowed it down and kept to our guns on that, the better we seemed to score. So,
well, and I'm the same way. I mean, I don't know, my pork boxes are pretty simple. The only thing that ever varies with me in a pork box is whether or not I got tubes. If I have tubes and they're good and they're going in, and when I do have tubes and they're good, they usually hit really well. I guess that's kind of a burn-in kind of thing. But I've had them where they're not good or you can't find them. I blow them out because the way I trim my butts. I don't know. I mean, but yeah, I'm the same way on that deal. And my pork boxes have looked the same for years. I really hadn't changed that box. This year will probably be the year that bites me in the ass too. So, we'll see.
Gabriel, I'm having a class in May. You're welcome to join me. You can find out if I inject my ribs. Oh man!
Well, that goes all the way back to like season 1 Pitmasters right there.
I watched that this weekend. Season 1 Pitmasters when Trigg took old Paul under his wing. I watched that Sunday. That was pretty. Oh wow!
Oh wow!
Man, we got one of the man himself right here.
Yeah, he's so full of it. Whatever. Man, this guy's been 1 and 2 at the last 2 contests. He's on fire right now.
Yeah, I'll tell you, David's kicking a little ass this year.
Yeah, they already have a parking place at the Jack with his name on it. He knows it. Hello, Mr. Qualls.
All right. Well, guys, we're about 52 minutes into it. We like to kind of cap this thing off at an hour. If you guys got any questions I'm sure you don't have for me or Lance. If you got any questions for Matt, shoot them to me here. We'll throw them up. You got any final thoughts there, Lance, on what's happening?
No, I'm ready to see what Walker does this year. I know he's sitting back right now, but I'm waiting for him to get going. So see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm
afraid I just can't stop. I have this bad itch. So anyway.
I hear you, man. I've been there since 2012. Not quite as bad as your itch, but yeah. Yeah, my wife's been on me for years about this kind of stuff. So
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's a tough deal. I mean, do you ride it for a little while longer, see where he goes, or hold up for a year like old Travis did and come back out?
Travis still did 30, like 34 in the year that the in between year. The year Blaine won, so he still got to the Jack that year and all that. So
I mean, that's the deal with Travis. Like I said, we started cooking the same year together. And I mean, I was there. I was at the Royal when he won his first reserve. And, it's, I don't know. You don't see many guys like that. I mean, it's pretty insane. Till this guy named Walker showed up to the scene. Kind of has that same kind of charisma to me. I see a lot of likeness there.
Wow, I appreciate that.
Well, I'm telling
you. Appreciate y'all having me on. It's been fun. Matt, I think you need to get out of your slump. I don't know what's going on over there.
Chris Goodman said you're the Bob Ross of brisket, basically.
Oh yeah, Chris was. We did a class for who was that? Olton, the Olton high school. They're having those high school tournaments now, which I really like. I think that's cool. I think if they could get that as a high school sport, that would just help everybody out here doing it. I just think that's cool. So Chris was there. We were and those kids actually came in 11th place and qualified to go to state this year. So we were happy about that. That was at the Outdoor Chef. Cheryl did chicken, Tony did ribs, and I did brisket. And those kids took notes and did a really hell of a job out there for their first time cooking. First time the coach came out, the principal was there, so it was their first time competing at all, and they qualified. So pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And that was Alton?
That might not be right. I thought that was the team.
Okay.
That's
Show up,
awesome.
Chris. Do what?
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Do you know that might not have been there, and now you got me second guessing. I don't know. I can figure it out. I forgot what the town it was.
Chris Goodwin.
Pretty trees.
So Bob Ross reference. You remember Bob Ross?
Man.
No.
The PBS. Yeah.
Well, I said he said you were the Bob Ross of briskets.
Oh, gotcha. Wow. That's cool.
All right, guys. Well, we're about to wind this show down. I appreciate everybody coming on. Big shout out to our sponsors, me and Lance.
Shout out. Hey, my sponsor too. My bank account. Yeah, I feel you.
Yes,
I keep looking at it too. I'm like, dude, my bank account sucks. Why aren't you? Nothing's coming in. Anyway, yeah, I get it. Barbecue. Yeah. Sponsor.
Chris Goodwin said it was O'Donnell.
O'Donnell. Okay. Sorry. Well, O'Donnell, great job.
All right, guys. I appreciate everybody tonight. Appreciate y'all coming on with us. Like I said, thanks for the sponsors, and we appreciate all y'all hanging out with us for an hour and listening to us bump our gums for some reason. And we'll see y'all tonight. Y'all got any closing comments, Matt or Lance? All right, Lance and Matt.
Fellas.
Appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you, Walker.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yes.
See you in a couple of weeks.